Alright, this is just an update video on what I'm working on. I think the last video I showed this piece here, and this is the rusted out one, and this is my version of it. Got the shock steering stabilizer here, the panhard bar mount there, and it goes back on the axle here. So I was just getting ready to bolt this kind of together so I know where to weld it here. Yeah, the sun's shining today, but they're calling for rain tomorrow. Of course, they called for rain today, so we got blue skies. And this is gonna go there. So let me get some U-bolts in that and I'll bring you back. Alright, there it is. We got it welded on there, and it's parallel to the bottom of that leaf spring. And that leaf spring's drawn down on the perch, the spring perch, tight. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. A lot better than that old rusted out one. And yeah, now I'm going to unbolt it, flip it over, and weld the other side, because I just welded around the axle right there, and that's where it was original. The original welds were. The steering stabilizer mounts in that hole. I got these U-bolts, I think I got from Rock Auto. They're 9/16, I don't know. Grade 8. Oh, wait a minute. No, that just says, I don't know, they were supposed to be grade 8. I don't know what they are, but they're U-bolts for an F350 front axle. At least they're supposed to be. So we're getting close here. I think my hopes for the end of the day is to have this axle back underneath this truck, and yeah, I'm gonna put a little paint on it, get the shocks mounted and things like that. So alright, I'll bring you back. I'm gonna get this leaf spring unbolted. So thanks for watching. Alright, it's been raining here for the last couple of days, so we've been working on the truck. I think in the last clip I got that mount finished up and welded on there. Now it's time for the moment of truth. What's it going to look like under the truck? And I got it jacked up, and those aren't Harbor Freight jack stands. So we're going to push her back in there. Line up the center pins. And from what I can see, the spring thing's a little narrow, but I know there is some slop in the springs will move in and out. So I think all we need to do is let me get this one lined up. This one, the axle's sitting in there a little higher because this stand I got, this set of wheels I've made up here is for 6BT or Cummins engines, so it's a little higher on this end. But let me get this pin lined up, and then we'll push that one over there so the spring lines up. And from the looks of it, the springs are kicked in this way, so need to kick them back out. So I'll bring you back. Alright, there it is. I got Got the U-bolts tightened down. I'm afraid I'm out of threads on those. But I knew there was it takes that cast bracket or that forged bracket on the bottom of the axle, and I knew those would be long ones. And that arrangement's quite long, and I have to cut the threads off the bottom of them. But before I do that, I'm gonna make sure I'm not bottom out in the threads. But there it is. It's officially four-wheel drive, and I'll bring you back. All right, it's like Christmas in June here. I did get the axle bolted up in there the other night, and the shocks mounted up. I ordered the tie rod. I ordered it from Rock Auto. I don't have the box around here anymore for it. And I ordered the tie rod in here. But I didn't order that sleeve. And I got to looking at this sleeve was pretty crummy. And the threads were bad in it. You know what? Just order another one. So I ordered one from Rock Auto. And of course it was about $15. It was a Moog. There's the part number. Anyhow, so I could put my tie rod on. Actually, I wanted to do that before I put it under there. But anyhow, I noticed with the kit, with the package, there was a nut and a cotter key, and on this side there was a rubber washer. Well, there was a rubber washer, and then this one had this bellows, just a tie rod and seal. I don't know. It usually fills up with grease and blows out. And I couldn't figure out why they were different. But now I know why they're different. That washer in there keeps that tie rod parallel to the axle. On my 86, it was I don't know, I think it's a Napa tie rod, but the tie rod twist, as you push on it, because the drag link comes over here from the steering box to this hole, and as it pushes on that, pushes and pulls when you steer it, that twist, but that rubber washer in there stops that. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to get a move parts for the front end of that other truck, because boy, it just pays to buy quality parts. You know, I thought I was buying Napa stuff was pretty good, but this is nice looking. I got my stub shafts all finished. I had to cut a snap ring groove right there in the shaft. I don't know if you can see it. I had to cut that snap ring groove because these were automatic locking hubs. So I did that today at work in the lathe. And I'm hoping to get the axles in it here later. So right now I think I'm going to get the sprayer hooked up. I got to get some corn sprayed. It's going to be knee-high by the 4th of July, and I'm not going to get over top of it, so I need to get moving. I'll bring you back. Alright, well, it's raining. I don't know, the last video I think I said I had to go hook the sprayer up. Well, the sprayer's hooked up, but I didn't get no spraying any corn done, so it's raining again today, and probably was a couple of days that I could have sprayed, but I got this thing called a job, but I'm kind of the only one there right now, so it's kind of important, and the pay's even better now that I'm the only one there. So, but since it's raining, I've been working on the F350. I got the stub axles together. They got new universal joints in them. I had to cut the snap ring groove in there because this axle had a automatic locking hub, and they don't have that snap ring groove for some reason. Don't know why. These spindles and these hubs are from an dually four-wheel drive F350. So these are authentic four-wheel drive dually hubs. They're not imitations. In fact, it was the axle out of my 86. It was a dually axle. But anyhow, I got my bearings packed. I got the seals in there. I put a little grease on the spindles so that nothing rusts in there. New nuts in there. New bolts in here. Those were a 12.9/16 coarse threaded bolt, and you know, I couldn't find them. I needed 8 of them, and tried local bolt houses and auto supply parts, and nobody could come up with them. I ended up getting 9/16 socket headed bolts, and I guess it really doesn't matter, but they have a 7/16 socket in them, and I couldn't find a 7/16 socket, so I had to make one of them. I had to grind down a piece of 1/2-inch hex stock. So anyhow, now I'm putting the spindles back on. I got to get brake calipers for it. I don't know, there might be one on this truck sitting out here in the yard. It looks like a new one. I don't know if you put new brakes on that thing or what, but yeah, it's really starting to come together here, and I'll be happy to get it back up on its wheels. So yeah, I'm gonna get busy. I got my tie rod in it too. So alright, I'll bring you back.